Welcome back. It is Game 5 of the NLCS. The Phillies and Diamondbacks are tied up 2-2. A pivotal Game 5. Our favorite picks are on the way, but first it's Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. Logan, you know what? We have never done this before. I'm going to let you talk about yesterday because, man, I looked at the calendar. I could have sworn it's October 21st, but it surely feels like we're back to June.
Yeah, you know, the night started off terribly. I was sitting feeling comfortable about my Rangers money line, as probably anyone who backed the Rangers were. And then the postseason heart ripper just if you don't hate the Astros in the postseason, you haven't been watching baseball long enough, because Jose Altuve ripped my heart out. He ripped the heart out of any Rangers fan, and he once again made the world hate the Astros because the fact that they ended up winning that game was terrible. It should have really never happened. Leclerc just did not have his stuff. After the scuffle, look, say what you want about bullpens, the layoff of Leclerc just sitting in the dugout for like 15 minutes while the scuffle ensued, that didn't help him, okay? Especially because he's normally, he comes in, does his business, and then comes out of the game. Whatever. You can make any excuse you want. Texas just should have scored more runs. And then, Austin, it ended the nightcap with more heartbreak, with, my Phillies losing that game. Look, they should have not lost that game. It was, again, another collapse, another bullpen collapse. And when you bet a 9-inning baseball game, that's a risk of doing it. You hate to see it being another guilty character being Craig Kimbrell. You hate to see that. But it was the nightcap was terrible. I thought we were going to at least salvage the Phillies game, but we got to move on.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we have to. When I said it was June, if you haven't been watching the video since June, Logan and I went through a terrible losing streak in June where we lost every single game like that. We could have a great read, which I'd argue, the right side to be on yesterday was the Rangers and Phillies, but some things are just going to happen. This is why postseason baseball is so fun to watch, but also so agonizing, because there's those, last second moments. One swing of the bat can change the outcome of the game. Look, we won't complain about it. We've lived through plenty of bad beats this season. It's an 0-2 day. We'll get back into the winning column hopefully today. We only got one game on, but we do have a bunch of other games on in other sports. We have our college football video, which we posted yesterday around 11 or 12. You can go check out that. Logan and I had a profitable week last week and last year. Let's try to do it once again. Go check that out. And then also we posted some NFL picks late last night, including a 1.5 unit play over there. And we'll have plenty more NFL picks coming on to today's channel to go on up to later on today. But let's dive into this game. Let's just not forget about yesterday. Let's just move on. And today's pick, we only got one of them, and this is what I'm going to talk about. I'm taking the Phillies once again on the money line. I'm ready for some more heartbreak. They're minus 125 on Caesars. Look, I just don't know how you can sit back and, put money on the Diamondbacks. They've just been gifted both of these last two games, whether it's the umpire in Game 3, even Craig Kimbrell. I mean, Craig Kimbrell is not pitching tonight. I don't know how to tell you this. The only way he pitches is if the Phillies are maybe up 25-1, and they're like, yo, we got to get this guy back in some momentum. But he's just not pitching. They're not throwing him back out there in a big-time, moment, because he just has not shown up. He's cost them the last two games. He's the reason they lost yesterday by himself, and I just don't think he's coming out there, and I'd rather trust the better starting pitcher here, which would be Zach Wheeler over Zach Gallen. But let's talk about Zach Wheeler, though. He will start for the Phillies, a 2.63 ERA and a 0.70 whip in his postseason career. I think 54 innings pitched. The 0.7 whip is the lowest in MLB history. This is the guy that shows up when you need him. And in Game 1, Wheeler, 6 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs. Really, the 2 earned runs were just on a Perdomo 2-run blast, I believe, in that 6th inning that he was out there for. He just made one mistake pitch, and they made him pay. I don't expect him to do that today in a big Game 5. The pressure is going to be on these starting pitchers, and I've seen Wheeler show up and show out and do what he needs to do. Phillies this season, 21-14, just winning when Wheeler's out there. It's normally not because he's not pitching well. He's pitched well pretty much all season long. Comes down to their offense, which I think they'll be able to score some. But at the end of the day, look, I'd rather put my money on Zach Wheeler, a guy that's been here plenty of times before, pitched in the World Series before. I'm going to trust him. On the road, sure, I don't care. I'm rolling with Zach Wheeler. Now on the other side will be another Zach Gallen. It's a rematch of Game 1. And in that Game 1, and just in this postseason, we've seen Gallen allow 2, and 5 earned runs. The 5 came in that Game 1 versus the Phillies. Now, I know people are going to say Zach Gallen has been much better at home. Yes, that is true. His home road splits are like a normal pitcher, but he's been really good at home. However, I just don't think he's been as good as people really think so. I mean, you look at Gallen's last 3 home starts to wrap up the season, 5.94 ERA. He allowed 5 earned runs to Baltimore, 4 to San Francisco, and then 2 to the Astros. So, yeah, sure, your stats can look good if you pitch really well in April, May, June, but that doesn't matter here. We're talking about October baseball, postseason baseball. How has he been so far? Not great. And you look at Gallen's StatCast numbers. We talked about it in game 1. Gallen, 5th percentile in the hard hit percentage, 3rd in average exit velocity of all the things coming off the bat, and 27th in barrel percentage. Teams are just barreling it up. In a postseason game where one swing of the bat can change it, I'd rather trust a guy like Wheeler, who's 68th percentile in hard hit percentage, 88th in average exit velocity, and 87th in barrel percentage. Just a guy in Wheeler that's capable of that soft contact, getting those double plays, and I'd just rather trust him in a big-time game, pivotal game. We know how big this Game 5 is. Obviously, one of these teams is being pushed to the brink of elimination after this game. But Gallen's just giving up the hard contact, whether it's on the road or at home. He gives it up. And while this is, a pitcher-friendly ballpark in Arizona, I just think this Phillies team, we've seen them all season long be able to get those, timely hits, those home runs when they count. And this feels like a game that's going to be decided by who hits the most home runs. And I'd rather trust a guy going up against Gallen where he's just giving up some hard contact. And so I look at the end of the day, when we get back to the bullpens, you look at the Phillies bullpen, a 1.85 ERA. Diamondbacks have a 3.53 this postseason. Each team absolutely emptied their bullpen yesterday. Christopher Sanchez only went like 2 1/3. Every team used almost every single bullpen arm they have. So we're going to see some run opportunities in the bullpen late in this game. I know Craig Kimbrell not pitching today. He just will not unless it's like the 15th inning and they're like, we got to either throw a Phillies fan in the bleachers or we got to throw Kimbrell out there. That will be a decision that I think Rob Thompson will have to make. Honestly, the guy in the fan might be better at this rate than Kimbrell has been. But at the end of the day, I just don't think the Phillies go down here 3-2. I think they win this game. I think they win it. And it might be a close game, but I'm going to trust Zach Wheeler. He's been a postseason really GOAT. His only loss was to the Braves. And in that game, he pitched very, very, very well. The reason they lost was the bullpen in that one as well. So Phillies money line is the pick. Logan, I'll let you touch on it, but I imagine you agree with it. But what do you feel about this game?
I do agree with Phillies money line. If that's the side I am comfortable backing, it's the side I am comfortable putting money on. It really just comes down to the hitters 1 through 9 on each side. I look at the Phillies lineup. They can do damage anywhere in the lineup. They got production out of Brandon Marsh. They get production out of Turner and Harper, Schwarber, top of the lineup. And then they even got a Rojas triple last night. I was like, oh man, it's all coming together. The Diamondbacks, they do not get production from 1 through 9. Normally, it's just kind of, it really does feel fluky. Like the Alek Thomas, home run last night, I was just like, wow. I mean, it went into the damn pool. Come on. There was that home run. They have not been getting production out of Corbin Carroll and Christian Walker. It's really just been the Ketel Marte show. So, damn it, Zach Wheeler, pitch around Ketel Marte and make the other guys beat you because, that's, I think, how you win this one. The Phillies bullpen, obviously the collapse yesterday, but there's still a really strong bullpen on the year. They need to just come in and handle business. And I think they do that tonight for all the reasons you already touched on, Austin. I think I'm pretty comfortable backing the Phillies money line in this one. And hopefully we go back to Philly up 3-2 and we can close it out here in Philly.
Yep, I agree with you. So Phillies money line is the pick. I take a little bit of credit for that Alek Thomas or punishment for that Alek Thomas home run. I turned on the game, was watching it with my wife. I was like, did you know they have a pool in right field? Once you know, one in that at-bat was Alek Thomas's at-bat, and he sent one into the pool. That's just sometimes that I saw in the comments yesterday. That is how baseball works. Someone wanted one of those. So, look, let's absolutely go 1-0 today. Obviously, if you want to go check out our favorite college football picks, definitely go check that out. NFL picks, check that video out. Both are linked on the screen. We have a bunch more NFL picks for Sunday. We'll be back again with MLB tomorrow. We only have one game. It will be Astros and Rangers, game 6 of that series. So, we'll see you then. Let's go 1-0. We'll see you guys back in the other videos. Austin Logan signing out. Peace.